follow along with the search plan sheet you have. Does everyone have one? Okay, so take a look at it. And the reason it's so important is SEO no longer works to just do pieces of the pie. You have to do the whole pie, because you can guarantee, if you've been trying to dabble in it and do meta tags here and slap some content on it there, I'm sorry, but all your competitors are already doing that. They've already had the same exact ideas. So it's really the whole pie that we're taking a look at, and this is going to be very technical. I'm going to give you some info on how to grade yourself in all the different areas, and then we can take a look back at this and say, okay, this is how strong our search plan currently is. Okay, we'll get started here. This is a fun infographic. It's about everything going on in 1 minute. It's purely for entertainment value, because there's a lot of noise out there, and there's only a couple pages. So our goal here today for your search plan is how to best use your time on the most effective parts of SEO that will obviously affect your ROI as you gain more exposure on the top pages of Google. Take a drink, shot, just kidding. Okay. And of course, it shows you everything that goes on in every 60 seconds, which is quite a bit, 1 million domains registered and so forth. So, real quick, competition. I'm showing this because this is updated for 2012. It's showing budgets for marketing and how much of a shift there has been in 2012. There will continue to be. The greatest shift in budget is for website optimization. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily the most budget, it just means that that is the trend. It's very interesting to look at this trend, website optimization, social media, SEO, it's going to continue. And before we dive in, I want to talk about the cute, cuddly animals first, so that we can have a really good foundation of what penguin and panda are. How many of you have heard of penguin and panda? How many of you think that you have a pretty good idea of the specifics of penguin and panda? How many of you think that it's just something someone made up to scare you about SEO? Okay, so penguin is very serious, and thank you, Google. As a result of penguin, a lot of our competitors dropped off the map. As you can tell, I'm very competitive. We've also had the opportunity to work with new clients. Unfortunately, it could have also been affected by penguin based on former work. So in a nutshell, penguin, crack down on low-quality backlinks. That means that there are cheap websites out there that link back to your website physically. In other words, a URL that links back to your site. Over-optimized anchor text. How many of you know what over-optimized anchor text is? Okay, that's when a link physically placed on another website is associated to a key phrase. That's a very fundamental part of SEO. If there's too much of that, which is inorganic, and there's a multitude and replication of so many key phrases over and over and over, hello, that's spam. It's not organic growth. It's extremely obvious to Google that you are trying to game the system. So that's what over-optimized anchor text is. And if you have any more questions about that, please make notes. I want to answer as many questions as possible afterwards. Keyword stuffing, that's an obvious. Human semantics. Google can read human semantics. In other words, the algorithm picks up on, is this content fluid? Does it read like a human being? If you injected a few extra keywords in there, ouch, that doesn't work. In fact, it really works against you. That's called keyword stuffing. And in fact, they could just continue to improve it, but it's done. They have perfected human semantics updates for their algorithm at this point. So it can detect if it's reading like a human being, even if it's reading creatively and not just regurgitating the same key phrases all of your competitors may have out there, and interlinking. Interlinking is a little more technical. Interlinking, the interlinking structure of your website has to work. In other words, your pages need to be interconnected to each other. Your menu, if you can't update it through your CMS, often it can't be. You have to associate certain key phrases by using code for your menu to give relevancy to certain pages. So Google likes to see a very logical, organized, top-down structure of homepage, a lot of broad phrases, competitive phrases, subpages, a lot of more specific phrases. All those pages need to be interlinked. If it's not, it throws off the whole weight of the whole entire website. If you're not familiar with this process, then currently right now, your website may absolutely be in complete flux. There's wrong pages have page weight, some pages need to be de-indexed, which you can specify, and so forth.